touching on this new concept car from Mercedes-Benz. Is it going to make it to production? What are the specs? How does the interior look? We're going to find out all about that in the course of this video. But first, if you guys are new here, like the video, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're up to date on all the videos as they come out. And without further ado, let's start up the video. So Mercedes-Benz have actually made quite a few electric vehicles over the past few years, whether it be vehicles like the EQS, EQE. As you're noticing, a lot of these cars have EQ as the stem because the EQ line within Mercedes-Benz specifically denotes that it's an electric vehicle. Now, what does EQ stand for? Yeah, that's what it stands for. But this particular vehicle essentially takes after the C111, which is a car that came out around the 60s or 70s, and more or less this is just like a new edition of it. We've seen this with a lot of different vehicles where they've essentially made modern versions of previous vehicles. This new car is going to be electric, while the previous car had an internal combustion engine. And granted, it was the 60s, 70s, you probably weren't going to see an electric vehicle anyway. And specs wise, we don't really know too much about this vehicle because it doesn't seem as if it's really meant to be a vehicle that's for mass production. That could change in the future, but I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't, considering the fact that it is indeed a prototype. So now let's actually check out what this car looks like from the interior and the exterior point of view. Starting with the exterior, we can see that from the side view of this car, it has an extremely short overhang in the front and in the back. This car also has no grille, and instead this has pixelated LEDs, and on these LEDs, you can actually put messages, whether it be to pedestrians or potentially to other drivers on the road. And then color-wise on the exterior and the interior, you can see orange is essentially the theme, again taking after the C111. In the interior, there's a lot of silver, very bright silver and orange, again more orange. And despite the fact that there is a very short amount of overhang, this car interior-wise actually looks rather spacious. It looks very futuristic as well. And design-wise, you can see the diamond stitching as well as a rectangular steering wheel. Probably the coolest feature, I would say, is the fact that this car uses, or is likely to use, augmented reality. With AR, I'm not entirely sure how it's going to look, whether you're going to be wearing something, but the way it seems is that the AR in this vehicle is going to allow you to see through the A-pillar of the vehicle, meaning it gives you a lot more spatial, a better spatial view of what's around you, because generally speaking it's kind of hard if you're driving to look around the A-pillars to see maybe cars that are coming from oncoming traffic or whatever the case might be. But with this AR, I could potentially see this particular feature catching on to more vehicles in the future. Now, how quickly that's going to catch on, I'm not entirely sure. If you guys have more details about this vehicle, definitely let me know in the comments below. I think it's an interesting vehicle. I mean, granted, it's not one that's really going to make it too far as production goes. We might get a few prototypes, maybe that might be in museums, they might end up at car shows, but I think we're not likely to see anything outside of that. But either way, there's an interesting car that I wanted to talk about. So if you guys enjoyed this video, once again, don't forget to like, don't forget to leave a comment, of course. Also, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And that's that for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.